Knobtop here, and you are watching me on a Tyco video cam.
This is my Tyco video cam. I said my Tyco video cam. Not my mother's, not my father's, mine.
I have two of them. The one that's recording and this one right here, so I can show you not only what it looks like, but what it looks like. What you're seeing is the black and white image produced by the camera. This camera was originally designed to plug into a VCR, and with a long cable, you could run around your house and film.
If I let him.
And the original design was to plug into a VCR and record it through the VCR.
Batteries not included. Your VCR required to record.
But this is plugged into a little digital recorder, and that's how you're seeing and hearing me. This is the camera. This is what it looks like. It's very big, but there's not much going on with it. It's just a hollow shell. The little camera, a little mic. This is a unique camera. It came out in the late 90s and it kind of just disappeared. Now I'm also recording this with my phone so you can hear the difference between the audio sources. We got some cicadas going crazy here right now, but there's also that noise, that background noise, and that's actually due to the recorder that I'm using. And the audio is actually really clear out of this camera. It's just this little digital recorder, pretty lo-fi. But it's such a small profile that for most of the stuff that I know that I'm going to be using it for, I'm not going to really use the audio other than reference. But just so you know, the audio sounds better than what you're hearing right now. And if you want, check the link in the description. Sean over at PhotoDiox talks about this camera, and he has a little bit more advanced setup, and it's probably a little bit easier than doing a custom cord and a setup that I'm talking about in this video. But I wanted to at least share this camera and show you some of the stuff here. If you see, it's got a really unique look, and it's black and white. And the unique thing with this Tyco camera, it records with an IR censored lens. It's a pretty smart design because this is a kid's camera with black and white image, but most houses are dark inside, and so this IR sensor does seem to capture a little bit more light than a normal sensor would. And of course, as you see, that's why I look a little different than a normal video camera. It is the Tyco video cam. Tyco video cam, all one word. Now, it doesn't handle direct sunlight very well. That's what you're seeing with this black stripe. And it does have some limitations, but again, I like limitations because then it brings the creativity out, right? The way I'm using this digital recorder is with a custom cord. Now, the cool thing is this little digital recorder comes with a couple cords that you can just wire in, and then with the schematics, this one right here that took me forever to figure out, this is how you'd rewire it and then get the setup that I currently have right here. And I'll put more details of this in the description, so be sure to check that out. This little viewfinder here is just a pass-through finder. It doesn't really do much, so I typically just hold the camera like this. Now this camera right here, I epoxied a little lens adapter so I can put a wide-angle lens. And let me just show you what it looks like. The lens itself is really crappy, but it gives it a different look, and it's really easy. Just glue it on. I think the wide-angle lens adapter is ideal because I'm holding it right now and you can see what it looks like without it on, and you can see what it looks like with it on. I took the camera out the other night and you can see what it looks like on the lake here. This is Peter's boat. You can see that it handles the low light okay. This is what it actually looks like, and this is what the camera picked up. So it was really interesting. There was no moonlight or anything out, so it's really dark for the most part, a little bit of sunset, but it's interesting what this IR lens camera can pick up and just some of that look that it can have, especially in a super low light like that. I just think it's cool that you can use the IR lighting and actually just film a movie at night, and it's pitch black to the naked eye, but when you are filming through the camera picks it up like this. How cool. So using this little DVR is a little tricky because if your camera itself has low battery, or in my case, I had a loose connection, and you can see here, it's recording the signal coming into it. And I had no idea at the time that it was recording with a loose signal, and that's why it's all like staticky like this, because the connection just wasn't tight. So now I am in the habit of making sure all the cords are plugged in really tight, and I make sure that red light is on nice and bright. Here's the lens adapter, and this is the lens I'm using currently. Just hooks on like that, and you're good to go with that. I have this tape here so I don't accidentally slide the on switch to on. I've done that before packing it away. The cord plugs in right here for video input, and then I just plug it in down here like that. Always got to double check to make sure it's got a solid connection. That way it comes through nice and clear and not like this. Move this tape, turn it on, check the light, turn this on, hit that button there, That starts flashing and you are recording. This has a menu option. You can do the video output, run it into a TV, check the settings. You can set this up to record VGA or HD, which is what I'm doing, and then I just resize it in my editor. But it gives you a couple of good options, and I think it's pretty good quality for as small as it is. It's got its internal battery, and it seems to go for a pretty long time, but that's the setup. When you're done recording, shut that off, press this button right here, and you're done. Turn it off if you're done recording, and pack it away. Typically when you find one of these used, you're going to have the battery compartment full of all the corrosion from the old batteries. It seems to be common. I've bought 2 of these so far and they both were the issue. You'll have to track it down on eBay or one of those reseller sites to try to find one. $30 is about the average going price, so I wouldn't pay much more than that. If you're still watching, you must be interested. I wanted to interject and mention a few things about this camera. 1, it takes 4. No, it takes 6 AA batteries. Why does it need 6 batteries? I don't know. It's not recording anything internally. It's just powering the camera. But you're going to want to use rechargeable batteries for sure. The DVR unit has a rechargeable internal battery. That battery's fine. You can just recharge that. It'll last all day. The other thing is the audio. I showed that diagram, and I'll put a link in the description with that download. I'll be updating that because I'm not happy with it. I know I have something wrong because it's just way too loud. You can hear this right now. This does not sound good. This digital recorder should record audio a little bit better than what it's sounding like right now. So I will be updating that. The last thing is the video quality of this camera is ideal, not in direct sunlight. I realize that now after watching my edit and seeing all the clips. This camera performs best in lower light conditions. Maybe not this low of light, but you can see this exposure is still better than that overexposed sunlight. So obviously an external recorder with a video monitor would be helpful. And about that digital recorder, I was trying to make the cheapest setup, and it's really unfortunate because at the time of doing this video a few months ago, this recorder was only like $25. Now it's like fluctuating on eBay between $30 and $60, and that starts to get a little too expensive, so keep an eye out. $25, $30 is ideal for this little DVR, but if you find something else, let me know in the description below. All right, back to the video. I'm excited to try out this camera and actually make a short film, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe and follow along if you want to see more about this. And let me know if you have any questions about this camera. And be sure to check out Sean over at PhotoDiox. He goes over this thing a little bit more in depth than this, but I just wanted to share and get it out there. I'm thinking about putting the insides of this camera into another camera, so let me know if you'd like to see that. Thanks for watching. Now top, go make something.